On this show of the ZTV Sports Report, we'll catch you up on all of your latest Akron Zips athletics.
We'll also have highlights from some of the men's and women's basketball games.
Stay tuned because the ZTV Sports Report starts now. Welcome back to the ZTV Sports Report, your home for everything Akron Zips athletics. I'm Tyler Gunzer.
And I'm Colin Brennan. Tyler, let's get right into covering the women's basketball team.
On February 6th, the Zips traveled down to Athens, Ohio to face the Bobcats, where they were defeated by a score of 92-70.
The women's team returned home on February 9th to play Western Michigan for the start of a 3-game homestand. Shawnee Edmonds led that game with a season-high 24 points, followed by Kaylin Vari's career-high 15 points. Haley Rhino recorded her third double-double of the season. With the help of these key players, Akron was able to defeat the Broncos 69-62.
On Wednesday, February 13th, the Zips hosted Ball State University. Here with the game highlights is John Kim.
On February 13th, the Akron Zips women's basketball team played against the Ball State Cardinals. Akron Zips entered the night with a 13-8 record in the season, while the Ball State entered the night with a 7-15 record. Although the game started with a good layup by Ball State forward Ashlyn Brown, they couldn't keep the lead for long. Senior guard Megan Sepsic showed amazing plays in the first quarter, including team plays with junior forward Kaylin Vary. And she will show more remarkable plays throughout the game. Stay tuned. Junior guard Shawnee Edmonds was unstoppable. Her dribbles penetrated the defense of Ball State all the way. With these amazing players and plays, Akron Zips ended the first quarter 20-3, leading the game by 17 points. Ball State started the second quarter shooting for a comeback. They scored 6 points in a row, while Akron Zips couldn't respond. However, the 17-point gap was bigger than they expected. The Zips' first basket of second quarter was a three-pointer made by junior forward Haley Raymond. And another three-pointer by Megan Sepsic was immediately followed, recording her 200 3-pointer, which only 3 other Zips has accomplished by far. Key plays of Akron Zips women's basketball made the defense of Ball State seem useless, leaving the Ball State fans in disappointment. Women's basketball team was something else that day. For the second half, the Cardinals showed some great effort to bring the game back. They narrowed down the point gap as close to 12 points. All the players from both teams gave everything they got to win the game. But unfortunate for the Ball State, the MVP of this game, Megan Sepsic, was on a roll that night, as she scored 24 points, including 4 3-pointers. Akron Zips did not lose their focus throughout the second half. Towards the end of the third quarter, the point gap became as big as 26 points and 34 points at about halfway through the fourth quarter. The Zips were able to defeat the Cardinals 91-61. This was the first time since 2014 that they were able to record a win against Ball State. The women's basketball team now turns their attention to Miami University.
One exciting win for the women's team. They were able to hold the Cardinals to only 3 points in the first quarter, which allowed them to gain a huge 17-point lead. And then they continued to just add on to that.
The Zips finished up their homestand playing Miami University on Saturday, February 16th. Our reporter Desmond Mitchell has the highlights from the game.
Hello, Zip fans. On February 16th, the Lady Zips faced off against the 20-4 Miami Redhawks. That turned out to be a real nail-biter. The Zips won the tip-off but was unable to score the first possession. The start of the game was looking real rough, while neither team could seem to find a bucket or hang on to the ball. 10 possessions went by before Miami started the game off with the first basket. Miami seemed to get into the groove of things as they kept feeding down low to put points up on the board. After a 6-0 Miami run, the Lady Zips found themselves on a fast break to find an open three to fly away and get them on the charts. Miami was still able to find open shots and lanes, which led the Zips to call a timeout. After the timeout, the Lady Zips started to look like a brand new team as they started to play more aggressive, finding open lanes, and even creating and one opportunities. Miami did not seem discouraged as they fought right back to create good looks for themselves. At the start of the second quarter, both teams showed fantastic effort by creating fast possessions and crashing the offensive board for second chance buckets. The Lady Zips did an excellent job on playing aggressive and fighting for the ball. They made key baskets and took advantage of Miami's missed shots to create good looks on the other end. Coming into the second half, the pace slowed down as neither team was able to score. By the end of the third, the Lady Zips only scored 6 points while Miami had 15, making the score 47-36, with Miami going up into the fourth quarter. Both teams came into the game with more energy and an urgency to win. Each team was hitting shots back-to-back, but the Zips was trying to find every way possible to make it a close game. They knocked down many threes and even used the pick and roll as their advantage. Throughout the hard fight, the Lady Zips were forced to foul as the game was coming to an end. They still did not give up as they continued to hit clutch three-point shots and free throws. Unfortunately, it was not enough to beat Miami as Miami beat Akron 67-61.
The Zips then traveled to play Eastern Michigan before returning home again to face Buffalo on Saturday, February 23rd.
Here with the package is Tyler Gunter.
The Akron Zips women's basketball team debatably played their best all-around game of the season Saturday night, February 23rd at the Jar as they took on the Buffalo Bulls. Buffalo came into the game with a 17-8 record on the season. Akron had not won a game to Buffalo in their last 6 matchups dating back to 3 years ago. The Zips were looking to change that. After Buffalo won the opening tip-off to start the game, they immediately turned the ball over on this foul that was delivered to number 11 Megan Sefcik. This foul would not be the first, as after this the game became very physical. Akron and Buffalo went back and forth, missing shots and turning the ball over and over again to start the game. The first point would not come until almost 5 minutes into the game after Buffalo made 1 of 2 free throw attempts. However, after Buffalo put a point on the board, shots started to connect for Akron. Haley Reinell made a 3-point attempt, followed by Megan Sefcik connecting with 3 of her own on the following possession. Senior guard for Buffalo, number 24 Sierra Dillard, was getting locked down on defense early on in the game by Akron's Shawnee Edmonds. Here you can see Dillard getting called for traveling, which prompts Edmonds to celebrate. Dillard proceeded to throw the ball at the feet of Edmonds. The rest of the game continued to show emotion from both players. Things just weren't going their way for Buffalo, and this play can sum up how they played in the first half. Buffalo number 0 Summer Hemphill had a great inside pass if there was someone inside to pass it to. Instead, she just throws it right out of bounds, gives the Zips another free possession. The first 2 quarters of this game were very low scoring with not many shots dropping for either teams. In this possession by Buffalo, they were able to get multiple offensive rebounds after their own missed shots, but again, nothing was falling in for them. Akron would have similar difficulties, leaving the halftime score Akron 25, Buffalo 20. Haley Reinell was on another level starting in the third quarter. You can just tell she brings the energy with her every time she steps on that court. She's always seen celebrating with her teammates whether she's on the court or taking a breath on the bench. Reinell did get called with a technical early on in the fourth quarter. This is what she had to say about it.
I said, "Let's go." That's all I said. I just didn't realize that she was just right there. I was just celebrating. I don't usually talk. I just play.
Akron would take a 43-34 lead at the end of the third quarter with help from Reinell's defense and Akron's ability to create open looks for their players to make shots. Buffalo and Akron both got into foul trouble in the fourth quarter. Both teams had bonuses early on, and both teams scored their most points during this time. Akron had 16 shots at the free throw line, and Buffalo had 18 just in the fourth quarter alone. However, Buffalo was shooting 28% for the game, and the only way they remained in this game was because they were able to draw fouls and get put to the line. This didn't stop Akron though, as they won by a final of 70-59. Haley Reinell would finish with 23 points and 13 rebounds, while Caitlin Vari scored 11 points and 14 rebounds, both achieving a double-double for the game. Head coach Melissa Jackson was thrilled with the way her team played in this hard-fought game.
Just a great win for our program. Total team effort, staff, players, everybody just did a great job. Buffalo is a tremendous team. They're talented, and they've been talented. They were Sweet 16 last year. They're at the top of the East here again. This league is tough. You got to come ready to go every single game. We tried to mix it up a little bit on them. I thought, if we could, get into some zones, some trapping, just throw them off a little bit. And I thought, we did a good job with that early on. And just, again, great team win.
All right, let's head into our first break.
When we return, we'll have the latest updates on the men's basketball team. Welcome back, Zips fans. On Tuesday, February 12th, the Akron Zips men's basketball team faced the number 25 ranked team in the nation, the Buffalo Bulls.
Here are the highlights for that game is Colin Brennan.
I'm Colin Brennan from the ZTV Sports Report, where Akron just lost a tough game here at the Jar against number 25 in the nation, Buffalo. The Zips look ready for a battle at the Jar as Tyler Cheese gets the game started for Akron, making an acrobatic layup to draw first blood in this game. But Buffalo shows why they're ranked 14th in the nation in assists, moving the ball well to find the open man in the corner for the three. Followed by another three, this time on the step back by Jeremy Harris. However, Daniel Utomi uses the jab step to create just enough space to get his shot off, answering back with a three of his own. Jamond Ivey then splits the double team, hangs in the air, and gets the layup to drop, only to come right back hurling off the screen to hit his first three of the game. And the shots would keep coming as Utomi gets Harris into the paint, showing him a series of pump fakes as he falls back and hits the fadeaway, before finding himself in the corner nailing his second three of the game. But being the captain he is, CJ Massenberg drives and sidesteps React for the finish off the glass. Then he comes back on the next possession to hit his own corner three, giving Buffalo a 2-point lead. Jackson tries to pull up on Perkins at the buzzer, but it doesn't go, and Akron finds themselves down at halftime 28-30. And Buffalo would come out firing as Massenberg once again drills a three, starting a streak for the Bulls, and Perkins adds to it by absorbing contact to make the bucket and the foul. But Jamal would poke the ball loose to get into transition, where he gets the finish on the breakaway. Massenberg then finds Devontae Jordan in the corner for Buffalo's fifth three of the game. The run continued for the Bulls when Perkins missed the fallaway, but it was cleaned up by Dante Carruthers. Tyler Cheese had seen enough and took over with a nice Euro step and the finish off the glass before using the high screen to drive into the chest of Perkins to finish the tough layup. The Zips would follow his lead, as Jackson also finishes a tough floater over the opposition and then receives the pass from Cheese to hit his first three of the game. In showing shades of his game against Kent State, he puts in his second three in a row off the pass from Utomi. The run doesn't stop there. Jamon gets into the action, pulling up from deep, burying a three of his own, cutting the Bulls' lead to only 4. After some free throws by Buffalo to extend their lead, the Zips come with the hard trap to get the turnover on a travel by Massenberg, followed up with Jamon splitting the defense again and dishing it to an open Utomi, who sinks his 4-3 of the game and makes it only a 3-point game with 16 seconds left. They intentionally foul, sending Massenberg to the line again. He sinks his first to push it to a 4-point lead, but he misses the second, only to have Carruthers get the offensive rebound, taking it and scoring to push the Bulls' lead to 6 and ending the Zips' potential comeback, beating the Zips 76-70. The key to this game for Buffalo was guard CJ Massenberg, who finished the game with 21 points, 11 of those coming from the free throw line, whereas a team, Buffalo shot 20 more free throws than Akron did. Here with his thoughts on the game is Coach John Gross.
I thought we got what we deserved. I thought that we didn't play very well. Sometimes you don't do that. I thought the reason we didn't play well is what disappointed me the most. I didn't think our teamism was good enough today. Excuse making, that's out. That was, and you do that stuff, that's what I mean by you get what you deserve. We got to be better. I like what I've seen in those areas this year for the most part. We've made a lot of improvement from where we were last year when it came to attitude and team, and it's about Akron, and but some guys today need to get over their feelings. It's not about their feelings. It's about Akron. Having said that, I do think, statistically, obviously, and I'll have to take a look at it, but 26-7 on free throw differential. I want to take a look at it before I have further comments on that. That's tough. You're going to be in a hole there. Massenburg shoots 12 of them. I did not think we did that at nearly a high enough level to beat a team like Buffalo, and we got what we deserved.
After falling to Buffalo, Akron traveled to Ball State, then Bowling Green before returning home to the Jar,
where the Zips took on Miami of Ohio. Here with the in-game highlights is my co-host, Colin Brennan.
The University of Akron Zips looked to bounce back from a heartbreaking loss against the Buffalo Bulls as they welcome the Red Hawks of Miami University to the Jar. Exploiting a mismatch to start the game, Miami's Darren Ringo backed down Jackson for the left-handed finish. But back in transition, Jamon Ivey gives the ball to Tyler Cheese as he gets the bucket and the foul. And right back to the same connection, Ivey finds Cheese again alone on the wing as the smooth lefty buries the triple. Ivey keeps dropping dimes like a bad bank teller, this time finding Olajupoki on the baseline. Tyler Cheese remained hot, cutting baseline to get the pass and used the baby hook to get the ball over the defender and in the basket. Miami's Alex Abrams shows determination on this bucket as he misses the first, only to get his own rebound, pump fakes, and gets the score through the contact. Cheese continues to move without the ball, again finding open space for the easy layup from Riak. Then it was Daniel Utomi's turn to get it going as he was in his spot for the catch-and-shoot corner three. A bad pass in transition forces Ringo to reset, only before he cuts back to the basket, confusing the defense. But right back, Daniel Utomi finds himself wide open as the defense falls asleep and he knocks it down, only to receive the pass on the wing, hitting his third straight three of the afternoon. But just like an NBA Jam, he was on fire, hitting his fourth three in a row through the contest. Tyler Cheese can do more than score, finding Jeremy Roscoe on the wing for his first three, extending the lead for the Zips. But the run ends there as Nike Zimbande drives and gets the easy layup. And Miami scores again, this time on the simple pick and roll for the reverse finish. But it was once again Cheese who finds room off the spin and falls away using the glass for the bank shot. And then he would come right back with the layup, finishing with 15 points in the first half alone. However, Miami looked to make a bit of a run, starting with the layup by Delonte Brown. But again, Cheese ended that run as he stays hot from three, only for Miami to answer back with a three of their own off the drive and kick. Lauren Christian Jackson does what he does best, finishing in traffic with a tough floater. But the Zips fall asleep on the inbounds, leading to another wide open three for the Red Hawks. However, it's been too long since we've heard Cheese's name again as he buries another three. But he shares the hot touch, finding Channel Banks on the wing for his first three of the game, keeping the Zips ahead. In an odd play in transition, the Zips knock the ball in the air, only for Emmanuel Olajupoki to try and save it, but it ends up in the hands of Miami and they finish the bucket with a layup, only to have Cheese wrap up his night taking the ball coast to coast for the layup, ending with a career-high 27 points on the night. After some intentional fouls and free throws, the Zips would walk away from this contest with a victory, beating the Red Hawks 70-58, moving their attention to the rematch with Buffalo.
Let's take our last break of the show.
When we come back, we'll be talking about the Zips' upcoming rivalry game on the road against Kent State.
As we know, the Zips already won Game 1 against Kent, winning at home by a final score of 72-53.
And more than half of that game was very tightly contested, with Kent and Akron going back and forth, trading leads before Akron just went off in the second half. They made 7 of 16 three-point shots, nearly shooting 50% from beyond the arc.
Now, there's no doubt that Kent State is looking at this as a revenge game, taking on the Zips again, but this time in their home arena.
And Kent State has been playing pretty well this season, so we're going to be some of the keys in order for Akron to come back home with the win.
Well, first of all, Tyler, they have to hit shots. Once they got their three-point game going, the game was over.
The Zips will also need to be wary of the senior from Kent State, Jalen Walker. He's the MAC's leading scorer, averaging 23 points per game, but the Zips were able to hold him to only 10 points total in their first matchup.
The Zips should be expecting a bounce-back game from the senior in this matchup.
It'll definitely be a very tightly contested game with a lot of whistles as both teams are expected to be very physical.
As an added bonus, our team of reporters will be traveling to Kent for this game, which means we will have all the highlights for you on our next show.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at ZTV Sports Report to stay up to date on your Zips athletics. Until next time, I'm Tyler Gunter.
And I'm Colin Brennan.
Go Zips!
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. Do you want to gain experience in video production, professional social media, or working with real clients? Visit the UA School of Communications online or follow us on social media to learn more. ZTV, make media, make a difference.